Imagine a hidden ticking bomb in your Windows setup, one that could explode into security nightmares and compliance headaches if ignored. That's the stark reality for organizations clinging to outdated .NET versions, as Microsoft is urgently sounding the alarm. But here's where it gets controversial. Is it really fair to pin this on busy IT admins, or should developers shoulder more of the blame? Stick around, because we're diving deep into why old .NET runtimes are turning into vulnerabilities, and most importantly, how you can defuse this threat before it detonates. In a recent insightful post on the official IIS support blog, and you can check it out here,
https://tech-community.microsoft.com/blog/IIS-support-windows-installations-for-443750
Microsoft is highlighting a growing concern for Windows administrators. They point out that countless systems are still relying on .NET runtimes that have officially reached their end of life, EOL, meaning they're no longer supported or updated. This isn't just a minor oversight, it's popping up regularly during routine security scans and compliance audits, turning what might seem like harmless legacy software into a potential weak link in your infrastructure. To understand this better, especially if you're new to the world of software development, let's break it down simply. .NET is a framework created by Microsoft that helps build and run applications on Windows and beyond. Versions of it get updated over time to fix bugs, add features, and crucially, patch security holes. When a version hits EOL, it's like abandoning a car without maintenance. It might still run, but risks pile up without official support. And this is the part most people miss, the shift in how modern .NET is handled compared to the old .NET framework. Unlike the older .NET framework, which was baked right into Windows itself, newer versions of .NET aren't automatically included in the OS. Instead, each application installs only the specific runtime versions it requires. This setup allows multiple versions to peacefully coexist on the same machine, offering great flexibility for developers to tailor their apps. But here's the catch, and this is where opinions might clash: it also lets outdated runtimes linger in the background unnoticed. Even if you've installed the latest .NET on your system, those old versions can keep chugging along, running apps that haven't been updated to leverage the newer, safer options. Picture it like having an old, rickety bridge still in use while a shiny new one sits nearby. The old one might hold, but why take the chance? Microsoft's clear advice? Don't just slap on the latest runtime and call it a day. That's not sufficient to get your applications jumping to the improved version. Developers need to explicitly rework their software to target and utilize the newer .NET releases. This update responsibility falls squarely on them, not the system admins who manage the environments. For instance, imagine a custom business app built years ago on an older .NET. Without a code overhaul, it might never switch over, leaving vulnerabilities wide open. So, what should admins do in the meantime? Take proactive steps. Regularly audit your systems to identify which applications are still bound to those EOL runtimes. Then, loop in the developers or software vendors with your findings. Once they've updated and redeployed the apps, double-check that no lingering processes are still hooked on the old versions. Only after confirming everything's migrated can you safely uninstall those outdated runtimes, cleaning up your environment. The stakes are high here. Running unsupported .NET versions means you're exposed to unresolved security flaws. Think potential hacks or data breaches that could have been prevented. Plus, without Microsoft's support, troubleshooting becomes a nightmare, and you might face red flags during regulatory audits. That's why the company is pushing for a structured approach to managing .NET installations, ensuring old components don't morph into the Achilles heel of your infrastructure. But let's stir the pot a bit. Some might argue that not every app needs the latest .NET if it's not facing external threats. Is the push for updates just Microsoft's way of forcing upgrades, or a genuine security imperative? And who's truly at fault when things go wrong? The devs for not updating, or admins for not enforcing stricter checks? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think this responsibility split makes sense, or is there a better way to handle .NET lifecycles? Share your opinions in the comments below and let's discuss.